A pleasant morning to everyone here with us today, as well as those watching us live from Facebook and YouTube. I hope that you're all doing great and, of course, safe. I honestly feel so excited to let our creative juices flow in today's session. How about you, Danny?
I'm just as delighted as you are, Sally, and I'm sure that our in-person and online participants are too. Before anything else, we would like to introduce ourselves. I am Daniel Guevara.
And I am Selena Galapin, your Masters of Ceremonies for the Session 1 of i-Canva Mo Yan, the 2022 Canva for Education Webinar Workshop Series. Again, a wonderful morning to all the professors, administrators, staff, and fellow undergraduate students across the PNU system. To formally welcome us to today's event, may I call on Dr. Nino D. Naldoza, the Director of the Institute of Knowledge Management and the concurrent head of the School of Information and Knowledge Management, to give us his opening remarks. Let us give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you very much for our host this morning, and I would like to say hi to everyone who's currently attending the series of sessions for being administered by our PNU Library and by our partner Canva Philippines. I would like to commend our PNU Library headed by our University Librarian, Ms. Helen Advincula, together with our librarians and staff who's currently working on this project together with our partners from Canva Philippines. Maraming salamat for helping us in reaching our clients, internal, external clients, and our PNU community in terms of helping them to be more productive and to be more digitally inclined and instructionally designed. And talking about instructional designing in terms of preparing, being a good content creator and a good instructional materials producer, which will help them to guide on the process on how they would support the teaching and learning in the respective organizations or in their respective educational institutions. We at the Institute of Knowledge Management, together with the PNU Library, are always here to help our teachers in the field, not only those who are in service, but also with our pre-service teachers and other allied education professionals who would like to learn more what PNU Library and also the Institute would like to offer with you, and to always assist you in terms of the endeavors, in terms of multimedia development, as well as with assisting you on the process on how you will also support your own academic institutions. We would like also to appreciate our partners from Canva Philippines. Maraming salamat po for continuously supporting our programs, at walang palya tayong nagkakaroon ng partnership, no, every now and then. We're really hoping that for next year ay magkaroon pa tayo ng mga susunod pa mga proyekto na kung saan ay mas maging produktibo pa at magiging kabahagi namin kayo to whatever things that we would like to help our educators as well as education practitioners in the field. Maraming salamat din sa ating mga attendees for this 4-day series webinar or workshop of Canva who still with us here, no, kahit na maraming iba sa atin were busy, ang dami nating ginagawa, pero talagang hindi maikakailan na yung kagustuhan natin na matuto at the same time this offer of Canva. We really treasure this in partnership with our PNU library dahil mas nakakatulong ito sa ating mga estudyante and sa ating mga stakeholders as being the National Center for Teacher Education. Muli, in behalf of the Institute of Knowledge Management and also with our counterparts in the SIKM and PNU Library, isang magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, and thank you very much for attending our webinar series workshop. God bless everyone.
We move forward to the highlight of today's event. Our research speaker for this session is the Community Manager of Canva for Pinoy Teachers, Canva's online community of over 70,000 K-12 educators in the Philippines. As part of the Philippine Social Content and Community team, he empowers Pinoy teachers by keeping them supported and engaged as they discover Canva as an educational tool in their classrooms.
Outside Canva, he is an animal lover, environmentalist, and gender rights advocate. He volunteers as an HIV counselor and trainer at Love Yourself PH, the leading NGO on HIV awareness, testing, and education in the country. To tell us more about Canva for education and also give us tips and tricks on how to use Canva for basic graphic design, let us give a warm round of applause to Sir Chris De Vera.
Okay, hi everyone. Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Can I get a thumbs up in the comments or in the reactions if you can hear me? But thank you to our hosts, Danny and Sally, for the wonderful introduction and for the very, very fun icebreaker. Ayan, thank you very much. Okay, I think everyone can hear me today. Okay, so allow me please to, I'll just share my slides. 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so thank you again to PNU, to the organizers for inviting Canva Philippines to your session today. So we have 2 sessions and I'll also be joining you for next week's session. So yeah, so the name of this event is i-Canva mo yan. I love the title. And just to tell you a little bit more about me, so yes, I handle Canva for Pinoy teachers, which I will invite everyone to later. So it's an online community that you can join to learn more about Canva and to also get inspiration from fellow teachers as they learn Canva as an educational tool. And I may not be a teacher myself, but teachers are very close to my heart. Konting trivia lang, but my grandmother on my dad's side, I was surrounded by teachers, so I really, really value them, and I'm very happy to be invited to today's talk. And one more trivia, but if anyone here, or maybe it's again in the comments, let me know, does anyone know the story about Canva, about Canva's founder? Have any of you read any articles about the founder of Canva? So if any of you have, let me check the comments. Can anyone guess the name of the founder of Canva? So she is part Filipino, a small part Filipino, but that's something that we can also be proud of. So the founder of Canva is Melanie Perkins. So she's Australian with a bit of Filipino blood on her grandma's side. And teachers are also very close to Canva's core because the mother of Melanie Perkins, our founder, was a high school teacher. And the reason why Canva came about, or the first iteration of Canva, was actually an online yearbook editing tool, because our founder Melanie saw how difficult it was for her mom to create the high school yearbook. So it was so hard to gather photos, so hard to lay it out, and of course so hard to balance it together with all of her teaching duties, admin duties. So because of that experience, Canva came about. So that's why we also really want to give back to all of our teachers. Ayan. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of trivia. And just to warm us up again today, and just so I can get to know you more, can I ask everyone to comment what your major is or what you will be teaching? My understanding is everyone here or almost everyone here are fourth year students. So I'd love to know what will you be teaching soon? What are you studying right now? Can I get some answers in the comments on what you're taking up right now? Okay, thank you. Si Rafael Math. I'm not good with the acronym. So what is BTLE, Miss Shane? Ano po yung BTLE? BTLE, or will I guess? Bachelor of, TLE. Okay. Technology. Okay, so math. Yeah, technology, livelihood education, library and information science. Okay. My background was in communication. That's what I took up in college. Okay. And then we have a freshie here, si Dane K. Okay, so social science, that's what she wants to major in. Ashley Jensen, culture and arts. Ronaldo, early childhood education. My brother took up early childhood development. Aubrey, social science, and then si Franklin, Filipino. Okay, thank you. I think I got a sense now of the subjects that you'll be teaching and what your majors are. So for today's webinar, I'll keep it fun. Let's keep it interactive. I'll be asking lots of questions. So sana sa comments, you can let me know your answers. But for today's agenda, so we have a lot to talk about. So first, I'll talk about Canva 101, the basics of the basics of Canva. And then second, I'll talk about Canva for education. And then I'll end it with graphic design basics so that we can all get some tips and tricks on how to improve our design. And then if we have some time, I might do a demo, maybe of our new video editor. And then lastly, we'll open the floor for questions. But please feel free throughout the entire talk. You can leave your questions in the comments, and I may be able to answer them while presenting. If not, we will save them for the very end. Okay, ayan. And then I think I see it here. The Q&A is now open. Okay, so let's start first with Canva, the basics of Canva. And before we get to that, can I do a quick poll right now? So can you comment the number that best describes you? So type number one if you are a Canva pro, if you use Canva all the time, sanay ka na. Number two, if marunong ka mag-Canva pero medyo konti lang, medyo bago pa. And number three, if you have not yet tried Canva, but because you are here today, willing ka to learn. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of two. Parang nahihiya pa yung mga iba mag-one. And I see a couple of threes. Okay, I see some three. Ayan, medyo dumadami na yung mga one. Dumadami na yung mga confident na pro sila sa Canva. Okay, sige. Anyone else? So medyo konti lang yung number three. I'm very happy to hear na konti lang yung three. That means almost everyone here is already using Canva. Okay, so whether you're one, two, or three, that's totally fine for today. Yung mga number one, hopefully you will learn some new tips pa today. And yung mga number three, I'm very, very happy to introduce to you Canva because I don't know about you, pero once I discovered Canva, it made my work, it made my designs, made my presentations so much easier and so much more beautiful. Okay. So for those answer number three, you might be wondering, what is Canva? What is this webinar that I attended? Who is this speaker? So in one sentence, Canva is an online design tool that enables you to create beautiful and engaging designs with thousands of templates to choose from. Okay. Sabi ni Miss Evelyn, I haven't tried, but almost all my students are using Canva and I love their outputs. Okay. Thank you. And I love your comment. I think sa mga students who are using Canva, natutuwa din yung mga teachers nyo because you're making your presentations, you're making your assignments even more beautiful. So again, Canva is an online design tool. So I'll highlight that. It's something that you don't have to install if you don't want to. You can use it from your browser. And because it's online, it automatically syncs, meaning lahat ng mga changes nyo will be saved automatically. So very small chance na mawawala yung design nyo if you forget to save it. And it also makes collaboration much easier. So you can easily share your design, and the other person can view it right away. They don't need to download it, and you can edit files together. So I'll be sharing more about that later. And hindi lang siya design tool, but it's also a great library for you to get templates that you can edit, photos that you can use, and videos that you can use. Okay, so before I go forward with what Canva is, let's go back a bit and talk about how life was before Canva and how it usually is to make design. So if you agree with the following statement, please comment one. And if you don't agree, comment two. So comment number one if you agree that design used to be complicated and hard. So sino dito yung medyo nahihirapan sa design, medyo ayaw sa mga design assignments, mga poster making dati. Okay, so I think everyone agrees na design used to be very complicated and hard. So in the olden days, um, design didn't matter as much. It still did, but not as much because communication was predominantly word-based. So maybe we didn't have TVs yet, we didn't have social media, of course. So it was more about books and newspapers, printed materials. Maybe at the most, what would matter is layout, like having big headlines and everything. But now, again, if you agree with this statement, let's change it up. If you agree with the following statement, comment A. And if you don't really agree, comment B. But do you agree that now visual communication is the status quo? So status quo, when we say status quo, it means yeah, siya na yung norm. Ito na yung expected. It's not anymore something special, but it's now something that everyone is expected to learn. Everyone's expected to be good at. Okay, so I see a lot of A's. Maybe na-experience nyo na to during pandemic na, okay, medyo kailangan ko nang i-level up yung mga assignments ko. Now, it can't just be a plain black and white presentation. Now I need to put some creativity in it. I need to capture people's attention with the design. So yes, so this is super true because we live in a very visual era, in a very digital age. If you tried posting something without any images, without any color, and with maybe, let's say, a very complicated layout, it might be difficult for you to get attention. Something as simple as, let's say, let's give a very practical example. Kahit isang resume. If you make a resume, it can be simple, that's no problem. But if you want to really stand out, having a good design can really help. And it's now something that a lot of recruiters also do expect. Now the resume is well designed, well layouted. Okay. So here's a little timeline. I think this might be also your experience whenever you have to make a video or a poster. So usually, again, very complex yung process. You might need to purchase some software. I won't name any brands, but you might need to purchase some expensive software, find a license, and then you might need to watch a lot of YouTube tutorials to learn how to use it. And then you might need to go online and look for photos. Minsan hindi pa sila high quality, minsan may watermark pa. And then you have to figure out what fonts you want, learn how to install the fonts. Sometimes you have to purchase layouts pa, pang yearbook, pang newsletter. And then if you want to remove the background, usually you would have to trace the image. Again, and then if you have, let's say you have a yearbook, you have to give out your email, ask people to send the photos to you, and then you can finally start designing. So you see, there's such a long process before you can even start designing. And then after that, you have to maybe send the first draft, send the second draft, make revisions, and then finally print it or publish it on the web. So can anyone relate? Can anyone relate with this process? Yung mga PubMat people here, yung mga tagagawa ng posters sa mga orgs, I think you can relate with this. But Canva wanted to make design simple and integrated. So everything that I mentioned, we've simplified it and put it all in Canva. So now you can collaborate online. You can do your edits and revisions online together. You have one-click access to a lot of advanced tools. You have a library of millions of images and videos. You have one-click export to, you can publish right away to Facebook. You can export it to multiple formats, PDF, PNG, GIF. So ultimately, Canva came in and now you can publish anything, publish anywhere. Okay. And just to reinforce the point, so the goal of Canva was really to integrate the entire design process, the entire design ecosystem into one simple page, into one tab. As in one tab lang sa browser nyo, you can do everything that I mentioned. So again, you have your stock photos, you have design templates, you have fonts, you can do your editing, you can publish, you can even do your content management, meaning, let's say, if anyone here handles a Facebook page, or for example, you have a Facebook group for your students, you can even publish directly, you can even schedule your posts directly from Canva. And you can also, you can also do your printing from Canva. Okay, so is everyone still following? Can I can you type the number, which feature you find the most exciting in Canva? Is it 1 or 7? 1 to 7, what's your favorite feature in Canva right now? Okay, so I see a lot of 2, yung mga design templates. Alam mo, I would agree. I think it's the design templates that really made Canva parang stand out. Kasi usually dati when you design, you start from scratch. You have to know, you have to figure out, you have to have your own pegs. Pero now with Canva, parang siyang mood board, 'di ba? You get inspiration, you don't have to start from scratch. You can start with a template, change the colors na lang, and then yun, you have your own design. So maraming 2. Si Chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, dami. Si Rosalina, 1, 2, and 7. University Library Office, 1 to 7. Ayan, thank you. Mukhang hindi makapili ng favorite. Okay. So, moving forward, another goal of ours, aside from integrating the entire design ecosystem into one page, is to make design accessible to everyone. So we believe that anyone can be a designer. Actually, no, we believe that everyone is a designer. So that's why today we want to focus on you teachers and future teachers, and let you know that yes, you can design. It is within your power to design. So in the next couple of slides, I'll be playing some short demo videos to show you how you can get started with Canva and how easy it is. Okay, wait, let me just double check if my sound is, if I'm also sharing my sound. 1 second. Yeah, okay. So the great thing about Canva is that it is really the easiest design tool out there, and it uses a drag and drop platform. So if you can see on the video, you have this sidebar, and all you have to do is drag your design, your template onto the page that you want. If you want a photo, you can drag it to replace the element on your design. You can easily change anything, the text on your screen. And again, just easily drag any template you want. So super simple. You don't need any crazy shortcuts, any crazy keyboard shortcuts. It's super simple to change your design. And everything you need is also here. So again, on the sidebar, you have your templates that you can choose from based on the format that you've chosen. You have your elements tab. This is where you can find lots of photos. Let's try this one. We'll switch it out. You can also change your logo or your icons. Ayan. You can also add videos. Let's try this video. So ayan. So you can also find high quality stock videos. So see, super easy, super quick. Sige, I'll play it one more time, but you can see that everything that you need is on the sidebar on the left, and you just have to drag it to where you want to place it. Okay, ayan, super easy. And then, aside from making design really easy, we also want you to collaborate with your team, because most designs are not done by one person. They're often created by a team. Or let's say you have a group project, you're creating slides together. Let's say member 1 is assigned slides 1 to 5, and then member 2 is assigned slides 6 to 10. So now you don't need to create them separately. You can all work in one document. So here, when in your design, you can type someone's email to send them the design. Let's say here, and then you can see them popping in. You can see their faces here popping in. So they're now part of the design. And you can even see their cursors while they are designing with you. Let me play that one more time. So you can share your design via email to your teammates or to your coworkers. You can see them here joining the design. So you can see when they're actually online with you. And you can also see their cursors, meaning you can see their movements on screen. And yan, nandyan din yung name nila. So you'll see your groupmate moving this around. You'll see your other groupmate moving, editing text on another slide. And you can leave comments as well. So if you want to make revisions right away, have discussions in the slide, it's very easy. You just have to click the element you want to comment on and then click the comment button. You can even tag your teammates when you're and assign certain comments to them. So you can say here, if you can read it, it says here, Tracy, what do you think? And then others can also reply. So Tracy here says ready. Here, sorry. Tracy here says ready. So when you're done with that, you can resolve the comment and yan, tapos na yung mga revisions nyo. Who here has tried collaborating na on Canva? Like you've tried editing a file together with someone else. Can you comment me? Can you comment me in the chat if you've done collaboration with your group mates? Okay, ang dami. Okay, very happy to hear. So yeah, so yung mga hindi pa, those who still use Canva just to design their own presentations, don't forget that you can also collaborate with your classmates. Okay, yun. Very happy to hear na maraming nagko-collaborate. How about who here has used Canva? Or no, ito na lang. Can you comment where you usually use Canva? On your laptop or on your phone? On your computer or on your phone? So I think most people here, laptop, some people both. May mga naka-tablet ba? May mga gumagamit ba ng tablet? Okay, so some mentioned tablet din. I think any gadget you have at home, yeah, pwede gamitin yung Canva. Okay. So, sabi ni Trisha, very convenient also for Instagram stories. So, actually, yes, tama yan. Okay, so Rosalina, both Android and laptop. Okay. So, aside from, I think this is one great advantage din of Canva because it's an online tool, an online platform. Yung mga designs nyo sa laptop, you can even edit it, continue it sa phone nyo. So, maganda to for last-minute revisions or kung nasa biyahe ka, then you can just edit or even view mga designs that you left on your laptop. So you can using our mobile app, you can easily edit almost everything that you can do on the computer, you can also do it on your phone or on your tablet. Ayan. And it's optimized, of course, for your phone. And hindi nagdi-discriminate yung Canva. So kahit mga simple phones, kahit hindi siya top of the line phones, kayang-kayang mag-i-run niya yung Canva. Sabi ni Rosalina, I even taught it sa mga students ko in designing their work in order to apply their creativity. Ayan, okay. So, aside from laptop, you can also use it on your phone. And just to sum it all up, let me play you this next video. So this is a summary of how to use Canva.
Welcome to Canva. Here's how to create and share inspiring designs. On the left, you'll find everything you can add to your design. Choose from thousands of templates or start from scratch. To begin, just drag and drop a template to your page. The Elements tab has graphics, photos, videos, charts, and more. Upload photos or videos like this. Everything is customizable. Select the object you want to change, and a toolbar will appear above. start with color. Select any element, then click the color tile. Choose any color you like, or pick a color from the design. Double-click to edit text. Then use the toolbar to change size, alignment, or spacing. Find the perfect font here. Let's add some animation magic. Click the page, open the Animate tab, and select your style. On the right, you can download, share to social media, and order professional prints. Sign up to save your design, collaborate with teammates, and so much more. Now, it's your turn.
Okay, so that's a quick what was this? 1 minute, 1.5 minute summary of how to use Canva. Actually, it's super simple, and I hope everyone agrees. So before we take our first break, I want to ask again, everyone, what's your favorite, or what's something, either what's your favorite Canva feature, or what is something that you haven't explored enough yet? Baka yun na lang. What can you comment? What feature have you not explored enough in Canva, and is something that you want to learn more today or in next week's session? Okay, so I'm seeing video editing. Okay, so for video editing, si Christine sabi niya whiteboard. Okay, yes, so that's one of our very new features. Pwede na mag-whiteboard sa Canva. Hindi na kailangan mag-multiple pages para sa mga brainstorm. Video editing, video editing, video editing. Collaboration, presentation recording. Okay, that's very good nga for teachers. Yung parang asynchronous presentation recording. Sabi ni Bernadette, I wish to learn more of time transition so that I can create and animate my own design or element. Okay, sige, I'll try to factor that in sa video editing demo if we have time. Okay, video editing, presentation, collaboration. Okay, so mukhang video talaga yung gusto nyo. Maybe a lot of you are already making mga posters, mga static designs. But again, okay, ayun, it looks like video is what everyone wants to learn more in Canva. One last question. So those who answered video editing, where do you usually edit your videos right now? I'm very curious what you usually use for your video editing. Okay, CapCut, Filmora, CapCut, okay. And okay, I'm just reading the comments. CapCut, Filmora, InShot. What's VN? I'm not familiar with VN. Miss Shane is, and then Viva Video, iMovie, DaVinci Resolve. Actually, medyo complicated yung DaVinci Resolve. I've also tried using that. Okay. Adobe Premiere Pro CC. Okay, so I think everyone here has tried many video editing apps. Some are very simple, some are very easy, some are very advanced. So yeah, so later I'll try to show you also how you can do that on Canva. So okay, so we're done with Canva 101 with the basics. So before we jump to our next topic, let's stretch our legs, grab some snacks, use the restroom if we need, and maybe we can come back here in around 10 minutes. I'll put a countdown, but I think by maybe 9:35, 9:35 we can gather around here again. So let's take a quick break, and to the organizers, I can play a video while the break's happening, if that's fine.
I think the pandemic has affected my job as a teacher,
We had to make a lot of adjustments,
which we didn't expect.
and suddenly we were pressured
To go out of your comfort zone, which is the four corners of the classroom, and do things you've never expected to have done in the past.
Marami po akong mga pinanood ng mga webinars. Isa na po dito yung webinar ng Canva.
Canva is absolutely making my job easier.
Kapag kakailanganin kong gumawa ng mga instructional materials,
lesson plans, activities,
Mga presentations at short videos.
Just limitless possibilities.
The templates, there's always something new to match what you need.
There are lots of animated pictures, stickers, and it made my lesson presentation more exciting.
Ang Canva ang gumagabay sa akin upang lalo akong maging malikhain.
A fun way to create lessons.
Halos nilalaro ko lang siya.
I can do collaborative activities for my students using it.
The students really feel like kasama pa rin nila yung mga teachers nila, tuwang-tuwa yung mga bata.
It has changed the idea that you cannot teach properly if you're outside the classroom. You can. I would still be using Canva even when students are allowed back into their physical classrooms.
Alam ko na ang Canva ay magiging malaking parte ng inyong buhay.
I think the pandemic has affected my job as a teacher.
I have to make a lot of adjustments.
Which we didn't expect.
And suddenly, we were pressured
To go out of your comfort zone, which is the four corners of the classroom, and do things you've never expected to have done in the past.
Marami po akong mga pinanood ng mga webinars. Isa na po dito yung webinar ng Canva.
Canva is absolutely making my job easier.
kapag kakailanganin kong gumawa ng mga instructional materials,
lesson plans, activities,
Mga presentations at short videos.
Just limitless possibilities.
the templates, there's always something new to match what you need.
There are lots of animated pictures, stickers, and it made my lesson presentation more exciting.
Ang Canva ang gumagabay sa akin upang lalo akong maging malikhain.
A fun way to create lessons.
Halos nilalaro ko lang siya.
I can do collaborative activities for my students using it.
The students really feel like kasama pa rin nila yung mga teachers nila, tuwang-tuwa yung mga bata.
It has changed the idea that you cannot teach properly if you're outside the classroom. You can. I would still be using Canva even when students are allowed back into their physical classrooms.
Alam ko na ang Canva ay magiging malaking parte ng inyong buhay.
I think the pandemic has affected my job as a teacher.
I have to make a lot of adjustments.
Which we didn't expect.
And
And
suddenly, we were pressured
To go out of your comfort zone, which is the four corners of the classroom, and do things you've never expected to have done in the past.
Marami po akong mga pinanood ng mga webinars. Isa na po dito yung webinar ng Canva.
Canva is absolutely making my job easier.
kapag kakailanganin kong gumawa ng mga instructional materials,
lesson plans, activities,
Mga presentations at short videos.
Just limitless possibilities.
the templates, there's always something new to match what you need.
There are lots of animated pictures, stickers, and it made my lesson presentation more exciting.
Ang Canva ang gumagabay sa akin upang lalo akong maging malikhain.
A fun way to create lessons.
Halos nilalaro ko lang siya.
I can do collaborative activities for my students using it.
The students really feel like kasama pa rin nila yung mga teachers nila, tuwang-tuwa yung mga bata.
It has changed the idea that you cannot teach properly if you're outside the classroom. You can. I would still be using Canva even when students are allowed back into their physical classrooms.
Alam ko na ang Canva ay magiging malaking parte ng inyong buhay.
Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play sa canva.com. Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play sa canva.com. Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play sa canva.com. Welcome to Canva. Here's how to create and share inspiring designs. On the left, you'll find everything you can add to your design. Choose from thousands of templates or start from scratch. To begin, just drag and drop a template to your page. The Elements tab has graphics, photos, videos, charts, and more. Upload photos or videos like this. Everything is customizable. Select the object you want to change, and a toolbar will appear above. Let's start with color. Select any element, then click the color tile. Choose any color you like, or pick a color from the design. Double-click to edit text. Then use the toolbar to change size, alignment, or spacing. Find the perfect font here. Let's add some animation magic. Click the page, open the Animate tab, and select your style. On the right, you can download, share to social media, and order professional prints. Sign up to save your design, collaborate with teammates, and so much more. Now, it's your turn.
Okay, hi everyone. So I hope is everyone can I check in the comments if everyone's back here already? Can you comment? I'm back. Can you comment I'm back if you're still here? If you've returned from the break. Okay, so yeah, I think everyone's here na ulit. And if you were watching the video, so yun, maraming testimonial. Those were testimonials from teachers during the pandemic. So we asked them how Canva helped them adjust especially during the start of the pandemic. And I'm very happy to hear na Canva made their work easier, and it's something they plan to use even now that we're back to face to face. And I also played some videos about showing our video editor. So yeah, may konting teaser. Yun. So is anyone curious how I made the countdown timer? So if you noticed on the top right, there was a countdown timer. Comment, sir, paano niyo yan ginawa? Does anyone know how to do the countdown timer sa Canva? Or you guys know already how to use it? Do you want to know? Okay. So okay, thank you. So the countdown timer, that's a built-in feature sa Canva when you're presenting. So example here, wait. So on your when you're presenting full screen from Canva, you can create a timer by pressing on your keyboard 1 for 1 minute, 2 for 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The limit is 9 minutes. So actually wala siyang 10 minutes. Pero yun. So if you're a teacher or yun, if you're having a presentation, you can easily create a timer in your Canva presentation just by clicking on your keyboard. And then you have the option, of course, to pause your timer. So interactive siya. You can restart your timer. And yan, you can always set your timer. So this is very good din for mga activities, mga games, or yan, just like this. So pag webinar and you want a countdown timer on top of your slides. So here, even if I move slides, the timer stays on top. So yan, very, very nice, nifty feature for presentations. Okay, if this is the first time that you learned about this, can you comment TIL? Today I learned. If today years old ka lang to know this feature. Okay, so yan, mga TIL, today I learned. Sige, a couple more shortcuts that you might not know. Again, pag naka full screen presentation ka sa Canva, you can press B, letter B, as in boy, to blur your slide. Yan, so you can do a blur if, I don't know, let's say you don't want your students to focus on the slide. You want them to think, so you can blur your slide. B to blur, B again to unblur. Di ba? Ang galing. And then, let's say, example. Here's my example. You're asking them to come up with an answer. So you're gonna blur the slide so that they can think. Tapos, when they finally give the right answer, you can reward them with some confetti. So all you have to do is press letter C for confetti. So if you can see my keyboard here, I'm pressing letter C for confetti. And then if you want to create hype, let's say, ito gawin ko na. So right now we've talked about Canva 101, but next we will talk about, so I'll press letter D. So next we'll talk about Canva for education. Okay, so letter D for a drum roll. If you want to add a drum roll before, anywhere in your presentation. So wait, let me close this timer. So I'll just press the little X here to close this timer para hindi kayo ma-distract. Ano pa ba? So you have B for blur. Ano pa yung ibang shortcuts? Does anyone remember the other two shortcuts I mentioned? And then another shortcut is, ano ba? I forgot the others. Letter O. C for confetti, tama, Dane. What's the slash? There's no slash. Letter O. Oops, sorry. Letter O for bubbles. So I think this is good for mga kindergarten students, mga younger students. So you can, as a teacher, you need to have a lot of pakulo to get your students' attention. So sometimes you can just blow some bubbles just to grab their attention. C for confetti, D for drums, O for bubbles. Ayan. I think there's also a curtain call. Oh, no. Letter M is for a mic drop. So let's say someone gave an amazing answer. Then you can do a mic drop. Franklin, ano yung shortcut for curtain call? U. Okay. So letter U naman, if you want to end your presentation with a bang, so you can do a curtain call. You can also press it again to open naman. So I think that's good if you are closing one topic and then opening the next topic, you can do a curtain call. You can use this for your graduation AVP or your graduation. So presenting the graduates of 2023, ganyan, curtain call, letter U. So again, all you have to do is press it on your keyboard. Okay, yan. So yan. Did you enjoy that, mga shortcuts? Okay, so actually that's not even the topic right now. So the topic right now is Canva for, let me open the curtains. The topic right now is Canva for education. Okay, so Canva's mission in one simple sentence is to empower the world to design. So by doing this, we want to empower everyone to design anything and publish anywhere on every device, laptop, computer, smartphone, in every language. So this is not only English, but we want every country, every language, they can use Canva, and with every ingredient. So when we say ingredient, hindi to pagkain, though pwede naman, pero what we mean by ingredient is every photo, video, music, GIF, sticker, text, color, every little element in a design, we want you to be able to use that. That's why we have a gift for K to 12 teachers in the Philippines and worldwide. And this is for both public and private. So there's a misconception, I think, na pang public school lang to. Let me correct that. It's for all K to 12, public or private. And this includes as well SPED, special education, and ALS, so alternative learning system. And it includes librarians as well. So it also includes non-teaching faculty. So before I get to the next slide, so yes, Joanne, this works on any computer, any laptop, MacBook, Windows. Basta naka-Canva ka and you're presenting it full screen, you can do the shortcuts. If you download your presentation into a different format like a PDF or into a PowerPoint, you won't be able to use the shortcuts anymore. So what you're supposed to do is present it full screen from Canva website or from the Canva app. Okay. So we want to empower every K to 12 school and teacher in the Philippines with, we call it Canva for Education. So you might be wondering, what is Canva for Education? Is it any different from the free version of Canva? Is it any different from Canva Pro, the paid version? So here's a little quick side by side. So we have the normal Canva, which will always be free. That's our promise. It will always be free. This is great for individuals working on a project. So you have actually a lot of features already that are very useful. You have your thousands of templates, thousands of icons and illustrations. You also have your built-in presentation mode. And you can also do like what we showed a while ago, yung mga collaboration, editing together. You can do that even on the free version. And this is something that even college students can use. But Canva for Education, which is really for K to 12, that's the focus, has everything that the free version has, but it also has all of our paid features for free. So it's a premium version of Canva. So we unlock even more templates. We unlock more images, more videos. We unlock all of the elements. We have more fonts as well. So because there are some premium content that you might not be able to access on the free version. So on Canva for Education, you can access those. You have more integrations. You have Google Drive, Dropbox. You can easily, if you have your files on Google Drive, you don't have to upload them one by one. You can just connect it to your Google Drive account and then import it directly, your mga content. Lots of other integrations, but what's really great is we have education-specific features as well. So you can integrate your Google Classroom, or we have actually a couple more LMS included, like Clever. So you can easily upload assignments to your Google Classroom. And so everything, Canva for Education has everything that the free version has, everything that the premium pro version has, and more. So it even has education features. I won't talk about it today, but you can even create assignments for your students directly in Canva. And then you can even check the assignment in Canva. So mamamonitor, parang siyang mini LMS. You'll be able to monitor the submissions of your students. You'll be able to give them feedback. And then you'll be able to mark it as complete when they're done with the assignment. So that's exclusive for Canva for Education. Okay. So as I've mentioned, you will have access to Canva's entire library of images, illustrations, and videos. You have access to more templates. All of our premium templates will become available to you on Canva for Education. You have more fonts as well. And I just wanted to show here on the right that we have a lot of Filipino-inspired fonts as well. So itong mga names that you see are the names of the fonts. So you can type Quiapo, you can type Kundiman sa fonts drop-down bar in Canva to find these Filipino-inspired fonts. We even have Baybayin. So yan, may Baybayin font din sa Canva. O, diba? So try those out. And then we are also COPPA and FERPA compliant. So what this simply means, these are US standards for data privacy and for content moderation. So what this means is, because we might be dealing with a lot of students who are minors, that we are not gathering their data. And I'll explain to you later how we do that. But by being COPPA compliant, it means we're not gathering the data of these minors when they're using Canva for education. And FERPA, this is a family code. It just means that the content that's on Canva for education is safe for minors. So while I said that everything is unlocked with Canva for education, we do filter out content that is maybe for adults. So maybe some sexual content or some adult content. We filter those out so that minors don't see it. So that's another reason why you would want to use Canva for education. So as a summary, we have over 60,000 schools, colleges, universities all over the world using Canva already, and it's available in over 100 languages. If you tinker with the settings in Canva, you even have options for Tagalog, Cebuano, for the Philippines. We have lots of images and lots of templates that you can choose from, lots of educational content as well. So you might be asking, Sir Chris, okay, so how do I access Canva for education? So again, I want to reiterate that this is for K to 12. It's not intended for college students and college teachers. But because a lot of us will become K to 12 teachers. So all you have to do is go to canva.com/education. Yan, nasa chat yung link. And if you are a teacher, you just have to click here, get verified, and it will ask you to sign up using ideally your teacher's email. If you have a deped.gov.ph email, or if you have an edu email, you use that to sign up as a teacher. Or if you are a school admin, you can apply to onboard your entire school. So this one, we will ask you to answer a form. We might ask you the population of the school, etc., so that you can, you might be able to onboard the entire school. And then for students, you'll notice that it's not a sign up button. So again, it's supposed to be the teachers who sign up, not the students. So, but this doesn't mean that Canva for education is not for the students. So again, because we mentioned that we are COPPA and FERPA compliant, so this is Child Protection Act. So what we want is, after teachers sign up for Canva for education and get approved, that the teachers invite the students into their Canva for education account. So here you'll see, if you have your Canva for education access already, you will a new classroom will be created for you. So usually the name of it would be your first name plus classroom. So here it might be Chris's classroom. So that is gonna be your main place to add your students. So you click your classroom, you click this people tab, and then you will be able to invite your students. You can get an invite link, or you can import your Google Classroom. So we want teachers to share the Canva for education access to their students. It's just that we are giving the power, or we're relying on teachers to moderate it. So we trust the teachers to be the ones to add the students, to make sure everything's in order. So yeah, I already mentioned the steps a while ago. You click invite your members. You can add the email addresses manually, or you can just get an invite link and share it with your students, and only with your students. Please do not share the invite link outside of your students. So you can copy the link and they can easily join the group. So example, I'm a student, if I was invited to a teacher's classroom, I will get an email saying that my teacher has invited me to join their class on Canva. And when I click this button, it will automatically add me to their classroom. And I will be able to enjoy access to Canva for education as well. If they don't have an account yet in Canva, that's fine. So they'll be prompted to sign up and create an account. And if they already have an account, then all the more it will be easy for them to join the classroom. And students can join multiple classrooms. So we assume that every teacher would have their own classroom. That might be where you put your assignments. You might share your presentations there. So that becomes like your content hub for your students. So students, if you're the student, you may see now you have lots, you can join different classrooms by different teachers. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Maybe that was information overload, but that is how Canva for Education, that's how we intend for it to work. We give the power to the we give the power to the teachers to sign up and to become the head of the classroom. So, and then they will add their students, and then students will join the classroom via the teacher. Okay. Is that clear? Can I get can you comment clear if if that was clear? If you have questions, you can drop them right now. Can I get a clear in the chat? If you have questions, that's no problem. Let me know lang. We can answer them later. Okay. So clear, I'll move forward. So that's Canva for Education. Now let me share with you some really interesting educational content that you might want to use. Actually, even as a student, you can use these already. But as a teacher, we want to let you know na we are creating lots of educational content to make your jobs easier. So let's talk about design templates for your class. So I'll go through this a little more quickly. So here, for example, we have desktop organizers. When I posted this in the Canva for Pinoy Teachers community, they loved it. So how you can customize this and then turn it and then set it as the background of your computer, of your laptop. And it's a great way for you to just organize your icons. You can add sticky notes here on the notes part. So it's just a nice way to customize your desktop. So all you have to do is type here desktop organizers. If anyone's using the templates that I flash on screen, please let me know in the chat so that I know na ginagamit niyo na siya. We also have Zoom backgrounds. Has anyone used or created a Zoom background in Canva? So if you're a teacher, you can set a uniform, you can set a standard template for your students. They can put their names on top so that it's very easy for you to see who is online. You can even, sometimes we make it as an activity as well. So we'll ask people to put in their background, let's say three fun facts about them. So that's a great way as well for students to get to know each other, especially during the peak of remote teaching during pandemic. It's very nice to have fun with the Zoom backgrounds. We also have what we call template sets. So this one is high school visual arts. So if you can zoom in na lang, what you'll notice is we created sets based on different topics. So we have, let's say here, art theory and critique. So when you search high school visual arts, you'll see you have a presentation with content already, as in there's already information and history that you in the slides. You also have a worksheet. You also have an infographic. You also have a group activity. So medyo, I mean, I know it might not be a complete lesson plan for you, but you have something to get started with. We also have here photography. So you have, again, a presentation, a worksheet, a group activity, an infographic that you can get started with. We also have we have also science templates. So again, super fun. These are infographics and activities that you can use. You can even print them out and post them on the walls of your classroom if you want. So yeah, we have like for the planets, we have for the scientific method and mga physics, laws of motion. So yun. We also have English class presentation. So these are really nice. It has several slides with basic information about the topic. And we've also indicated here what level it is. So we put here grade 7 English. And then what's great about these presentations is that it even has a question activity. So it has here like on the latter slides, you'll ask your students to fill in the blank. Ayan. So you can always customize this, add more questions, and make it a classroom activity. And then when it's back to school, an icebreaker is always a great way to start. So we have a lot of presentations as well na mga games, getting to know activities, show and tell, yeah, first day icebreaker, spot the knot. So you can try those out as in nandun na rin yung mechanics of the icebreaker for you to get started with. Has anyone here, can you let me know in the chat if you've ever used an icebreaker? Yes or no? Have you used an icebreaker presentation na sa Canva or hindi pa? Or not yet? So, nung August, nung start of the school year, did anyone here use mga game presentations sa Canva? Okay. Not yet, not yet. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So, that's something you can try out din. And they're very interactive, as in some of them will be like, you have to move around. You have to move the element around. You even have a tic-tac-toe template. So literally you're collaborating and moving your X, moving your O, and playing in real time. Okay, ayan. We also have subject quiz presentation. So again, depending on what subject you teach, you might have a topic here that we've prepared. So as in my questions na siya. So simplifying polynomials, properties of triangles and ang hirap. Properties of triangles and quadrilaterals. So yan, may mga topics na dyan. Geography, minerals. So explore. So I think a lot of you might be using Canva to design from scratch, but I urge you to also explore the templates. We keep on adding new ones. And who knows, we might have a template already on the topic that you're going to present. And you're just going to have to maybe add it, improve on it, or add more research in it. We also have class syllabus presentation. So again, this is great for first week of school. If you want to set the expectations of the class, let them know the requirements, let them know the lessons that you plan to cover. You can use that. We also have lesson plans. A lot of teachers I know in the community like to print them out. And then they'll use it. They like to print it out and handwrite on it so that they have a fun lesson plan design for each day. But of course, you can also use it digitally, maybe just edit it on your laptop as a sort of digital planner. We also have worksheets. So ayan, this is really great. This was really popular din during the pandemic when teachers had to create modules and bring them to the students. So we have lots of print-friendly worksheets that you can also try out, different subjects as well, different grade levels, and we also have worksheets that are seasonal. So we have Christmas worksheets. You can check those out, as in Christmas themed sila, like count the reindeer. We also have Halloween worksheets. So yeah, it's a nice way to keep your students engaged and excited to answer the worksheets. Let me know in the chat if anyone has tried out the worksheets in Canva. Let me know if nagustuhan niyo naman siya. If you have requests for worksheets, you can also let me know in the chat. And we also have mga group work templates. So this is very, very interesting. Maybe you haven't tried them out yet. But because again, Canva is online, you can do group activities synchronously in real time. For example, here in this green one, let's say you want to let's say you have a purely remote team, a purely remote classroom. You can have and you want to divide them into 6 groups. What you can do is share the Canva design file with them, and then everyone will get a sticker here, get a name tag, add their name, and then drag it to the group that they want to join. So in real time, para siyang physical lining up behind the group that you want to join. You can, using that same feature, you can also do mga group comic strip. So you can have a group create a comic strip in real time. You can have them do a critique in real time, or you can even make them do like a poster making or a collage in real time. So these are very fun ways to experiment, especially if all your students naman have decent internet access. If that's possible, then you can try this out. On the next slide, I'll play a video. So we also have mga school work presentations. So I'll just play this video. Okay, so if you saw it covers a lot of topics. For example, may mga research design, thesis proposal. So this is a great way, or example, thesis defense. You can have a template started already. If you're the teacher, you can even set one specific template para uniform na for all the groups. And we even have mga social emotional learning templates as well. Like ito, feelings check-in, zoning in on your feelings, mood check. So this is a great way to really check on your students and get them comfortable about talking about their feelings, how they feel, and recognizing their emotions. So has anyone here done mga SEL activities, or is that something that you are learning right now? Because I think that was something very important during the pandemic. So really checking in with your students. Okay. So did you know we also have a lot of Filipino presentations, Filipino templates? Again, if you didn't know, kindly comment TIL. Today I learned, if you didn't know or if you haven't used any of our Filipino templates yet. But ayan, so we have some templates created by our amazing Filipino designers. So if you want, this one is about different landmarks and history of Manila. And sometimes we have the same topic in different executions, different designs. This one, for example, can anyone guess what's the theme, what's the design, what's the peg for this template? Would you recognize the colors, the fonts? Sabi ni Christine, jeepney. Mga placard ng jeepney, sabi ni Trisha. Ayan, tama. So this is jeepney-inspired yung design niya. If you want this font, I think this font is called Quiapo. If not Quiapo, I think it's named Cubao. So yeah, we have that jeepney-inspired font. We also have other Filipino templates. Like this one is all about mga Filipino games. So this has a short description and demo of how different games are played. And we also have lots of worksheets, infographics that are about different Filipino subjects. So here we have, these are fruits. So fill in the blanks for mga prutas. Ito, science lesson, just type science lesson, mga bahagi ng digestive system. So these are pretty new. Maybe you haven't noticed before, but now we have more Filipinized educational templates. This one, I think this would be great to print in your classroom. So this is the Filipino alphabet. And then we also have some Filipino lessons as well. So mga worksheets about mga pandiwa, pang-uri, ganon. And then we also have, ito na yung last. This one were created by some of the teachers and teacher contributors ng Canva. So they designed mga elements based on the uniforms of DepEd. So yun. So may balak mag DepEd, yeah, you have cute uniforms. And what's great with Canva is you can also adjust the skin tone. This creator specifically also created elements with hijab, with Muslims. So yeah, very inclusive and diverse. Okay. Can I see in the comments what template or element you found most interesting? So I think I showed a lot of elements and templates. Which one for you was the most interesting? Or the one you're most excited to use? Or di kayo makapili? Okay, so Jason, sabi niya yung desktop organizers. Okay, yung first one. Okay, nice. Joshua, yung mga uniforms. Si Jana, yung mga Filipino templates and yung DepEd. Okay, I think yung mga Pinoy inspired, sabi ni Ira, yun talaga yung most relevant, 'di ba? Icebreakers, sabi ni Shaira, and sabi ni Micaela, yung group work templates. Okay, yeah. So you can feel free to explore these. And if you want a guide, we prepared this back in August for back to school, but you can go to this website, the canva.me/escuela. What you'll find here are some testimonials from teachers, some featured templates. Here we had some back to school signages, we had some name tags, and then we also have some short video tutorials on how to use Canva for education. Ayan. And we also have a link there to join our teachers community. So if you want to get started on seeing how teachers use Canva in their classrooms, real life examples, you can check out canva.me/escuela. Okay. So ito, okay, naitanong ko na to, so you answered this already. So before that wraps up the topic on Canva for education. So let's take one more break before we go to our last topic, which is graphic design basics. So let's take maybe a 7-minute break. So I'll put a timer right now. I'll click number 7 on the keyboard, and let's take a 7-minute break. Okay, so I'll see you back here around 10:16. Okay, see you everyone.
I think the pandemic has affected my job as a teacher.
I have to make a lot of adjustments,
which we didn't expect.
And suddenly, we were pressured
to go out of your comfort zone, which is the four corners of the classroom, and do things you've never expected to have done in the past.
Marami po akong mga pinanood ng mga webinars. Isa na po dito yung webinar ng Canva.
Canva is absolutely making my job easier.
Kapag kakailanganin kong gumawa ng mga instructional materials,
lesson plans, activities,
mga presentations at short videos.
Just limitless possibilities.
The templates, there's always something new to match what you need.
There are lots of animated pictures, stickers, and it made my lesson presentation more exciting.
Ang Canva ang gumagabay sa akin upang lalo akong maging malikhain.
Fun way to create lessons.
Halos nilalaro ko lang siya.
I can do collaborative activities for my students using it.
The students really feel like kasama pa rin nila yung mga teachers nila, tuwang-tuwa yung mga bata.
It has changed the idea that you cannot teach properly if you're outside the classroom. You can. I would still be using Canva even when students are allowed back into their physical classrooms.
Alam ko na ang Canva ay magiging malaking parte ng inyong buhay.
Discover schoolwork minus the work with Canva Escuela. Learn to collaborate better with classmates or teachers. Design with thousands of school-related graphics and photos. Master your tasks? Well, anything really. Find amazing how-tos, tips, and hacks for students and teachers, all in one place. Create campus connections from home, from anywhere, with Canva Escuela. Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play. Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play sa canva.com. Ready to play? Play with your story, your style, your sound. Play with something new. Play with motion, emotion, the ocean. Play in the moment and with the moment. Sa Canva, there's always a way to make work look like play. Kaya tara, let's play sa canva.com. Ready to play?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's back. Okay. To check if everyone's back, kung may mga K-pop fans dito, can you comment your favorite K-pop group? Just so I know that everyone's back from the break. Or kahit what are you listening to right now? Okay. I think 4 boy groups. NCT, Ian, what's your favorite NCT group or NCT subgroup? Trisha, 17, Andre, Bernadette, EXO, Maria, 17, Ross and the Boys, okay, Christine, IU, oh, fair, IU, Evangeline, Astro, Nicole, Big Bang, okay, giving me second gen, Riza, Mamamoo, Christine, Itzy, Micaela, Icon, Art, Red Velvet, Brian and Hyphen, Jason, 80s, Andre, SNSD, Eliza, Sebong is 17, right? Okay. Pag K-pop talaga ang daming nagka-comment. Ivana, Taylor Swift. Okay, pwede pa rin. Jeneline, BTS, Ashley Twice, Blackpink. Si Ayan, all units po. Okay, all units. Pati Wavy. And then, Art, Pentagon, Andre, HOT. Grabe, first gen. Okay. SB19, sabi ni Lorraine. Maxine, Ed Sheeran. May, Treasure. Oh, di ba yung Treasure lost 2 members yesterday lang? Okay. Tapos, Maxine, Ben and Ben. Okay. Okay. Sige, I think everyone's back. I think everyone's awake. So, let's jump to or if you were watching the videos a while ago, so I also showed yung mga new photo editing features. So you might want to try those out as well. We have a lot of new features, a lot of more advanced features to edit your photos. Okay, so we've talked about Canva 101. We've talked about Canva for Education. Now let's talk about graphic design basics. So from scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you with your graphic design? 10 being the highest. 1 to 10, how would you rate your graphic design skills? Sige, si Franklin, 9. Okay, good. Christine, 3. Trisha, 7. 7. Angie, Paulo, 9. Okay. Oh, in fairness, I think maraming medyo mataas. Okay. Quen, 9. Evangeline, 4. Ivana, 7. Daryl, 10. I think siya lang yung nag-10. Okay. And then, okay, Mark Joseph, 5. Okay, so I think whatever your rating is, you are probably even better than you think. Okay, so yung 5 ni Mark Joseph, feel ko mga 7 talaga yan. Okay, so when it comes to graphic design, graphic design is essentially how we creatively communicate. And it's like if you could easily say something, that's the most direct way, or you could creatively communicate it using design. So for design actually has, to simplify it, it has 4 main components. So every design is comprised of your text, your color, your imagery, and your layout. So these are 4 very important elements, components, quadrants, for you to remember. And by mastering these 4 components, you will be able to grab your audience's attention better. So let's start with text. So our first tip, or the important thing with text, is you want to find the right font. Okay, if you have any favorite font, please comment them in the chat, mga favorite fonts nyo. So finding the right font is very important because it's like the non-verbals of communicating. So if what you're saying is your verbal, how you say it, everything like your body language, your facial expressions, the tone of your voice, the speed, the rate, that's your non-verbals, right? It's the same with font. So you could be saying something, but if your font doesn't match what you're saying, there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch between your verbal and your non-verbals. So, okay, I'm just looking at the comments, mga favorite fonts nyo. I think a lot of these are Canva fonts. Yung mga tan fonts are Canva fonts. Okay, Century Gothic is a classic. So in this next slide, I'll ask you to participate. Let me know how would you describe this one on the left? Itong sticky note na I will always find you in this font. How would you describe it? Sabi ni Shaira, it's cute. Sabi ni Ronaldo, it's sweet. Fancy. Sabi ni Jason, it's endearing. Romantic, sabi ni Ryan. And then ito. So yung second one, how would you describe this second one? Same message. I will always find you. Iba yung font. So I think everyone's agreeing it's scary, it's creepy. I think parang siyang pang Halloween. I think if you received this note, yung second one, parang tawagin mo na yung police kasi parang may stalker ka na or parang may threat ka. So imagine kung manliligaw ka and then based on your handwriting or based on your font, nag-iiba yung message na gusto mo. So instead of flattering your crush, you might actually be scaring them away. Sabi ni Bernadette, para siyang death note. Okay, see? So again, fonts matter. And if you pick the wrong font, it can actually send the opposite message of what you want to say. Another example is, you are making an official statement, like an official memo statement or a reply to a controversy. So you can have a very, very serious official statement. But if you pick a very fancy, very playful font, a very childish font, people might not take it seriously. People might feel like you're not being sincere. So picking the right, and at the same time, if you have, let's say, a Halloween party or a birthday party, and you pick, I don't know, we pick Times New Roman. No offense to Times New Roman, but if you pick a very formal font, parang hindi fun yung party na pupuntahan mo. So fonts should reinforce your message. Ideally, fonts should, in a way, know, how's this? A way to know if you've chosen the right font is if people don't notice the font. Okay, so it sounds very paradoxical, but A good font is something that reinforces your message but is not distracting. It just seems right. Ganon. If you start to notice the font, then medyo, okay, medyo masyado siyang distracting for your message. Sabi ni Ira, tapos naka-color red pa yung font. Yes, kung red pa yan, that's our next component, color. So if we factor in color pa, that can change again. That can change the message of your design. So there are three main types of fonts. The first is called sans serif. So these are great for headlines, body copy. This is a the way to describe it is, let's break it down. Sans means wala, without. Sans rival, ganon yung cake, no rival. And a serif is these little feet, these little like little shapes at the end of letters. That's what you call a serif. And both are good for headlines and body copy. So you know, but in general, serif is great for print. It's more old-fashioned, it's more formal, it's more traditional. So you'll see this in a lot of newspapers and books. Sans serif, without the feet, so without the serif, they're cleaner, they're more simple, and they're good for digital. They're good for digital because you can't control where your audience might be viewing your design. So it might be on a small screen or it might be on a low resolution screen. And that's why it's nicer to have these simpler lines. Because if you have serif, it might look blurry. So yun. So the general tip, if you want modern, if you want for digital, for a screen, you can use sans serif. If you want print, something more formal, more old-fashioned, you can use serif. And then you also have what we call a display font. So a display font are the more decorative ones, the ones with lots of personality. So you can have like these like cursive handwriting fonts or these fancy, elaborate calligraphy fonts. So the tip here is to use them in small doses. So you don't want an entire paragraph written in, what's this, black letter. You don't want it in this font. It's very difficult to read. Nor do you want it in script. You would want to use these as, let's say, maybe the big title of the article. Or if you want just a way to highlight certain words, you can use that. But again, less is more. Use this in small doses, and then the rest you can use a serif or sans serif font. Here is an example of how fonts have personalities. So you can decide on let's say you can decide on what personality you want your poster, your event, your presentation, or even your website to have. And then choose a font that you think matches that personality. So let's say here, you could say introverted is more simple, but then extroverted is, bolder, literally bolder, more fancy, gets a little more attention. You could have something a little more neutral, or you can have something with a lot of personality. I think this is the lobster font, very popular. You can have a short font, or you can have something very tall. You can have something simple or decorative. Again, something sans serif or serif. So serif really has a more elaborate, fancy, ornate feel to it. So you can use that to your advantage when the design calls for it. You also want to choose fonts that complement each other. Sorry, this should be with an E. So you want fonts that go well with each other. And usually the best rule of thumb is to have fonts that contrast each other. When I say contrast, it means they go well together, but they're also very different from each other. For example, this one you have a big bold font. So this is actually the same font, the same font family or the same typeface. But if you notice, iba yung weight niya. So this is like the big bold one for the headline, and then you have a thinner text for the body. Or another one is this one. You can have a nice big cursive display font, and then maybe pair it with something simple like a sans serif font for your subheadline, and maybe even a a narrow sans serif font for your body. Again, maybe a big bold font, and then something less bold, and then something thin. So you want to, on Canva, what we've done is we've paired some fonts already. If you click the text tab here, we've already paired some fonts that we know go well together, and then you can play with those already. Sino dito yung nahihirapan mag-combine ng fonts? Parang you don't know what goes well with each other. Can you comment me? Comment me if you have a hard time picking fonts that go well with each other. Okay, ayan. So marami. You can try out yung mga font combinations dito sa Canva. And then if you still struggle, the foolproof way is pick one font family, something with a lot of thicknesses. So you could pick like Arial, and then Arial bold, Arial narrow, Arial book, and then that all goes well with each other. That's foolproof. Okay, so that's text. So we focus on fonts there. Now let's talk about color. So you can really connect with your audience by using the right color. Just like what, I'm sorry, I forgot. I think it was Ira who said, na if we use red for that, I will always find you. Yan, iba yung message niya. The color can really reinforce or change the meaning of your message. And colors have their own meanings. So this is you can screenshot this if you want. This is a color guide because again, colors have their own meanings. So let's say color blue. Can you comment in the chat brands that you know that are color blue? Let's see if we can find a pattern. Mga brands that are color blue. Mga companies that are color blue, mga logos that are color blue. Okay, Rosana, BDO, Franklin, Gcash, Paulo, SM, John, Facebook, Dane, Canva, di siya sure. Angie, Globe, Jerome, PNU. Okay, so if we look at the meaning of blue, these are dependable, professional, secure. And I think it applies to everything we mentioned. You'll notice that blue is often the color of hospitals, pharmacies, insurance companies, banks, disinfectants, soaps. So they all want to they want to reassure you that we are dependable, or your money is secure with us, or your health is in good hands with us. Ganyan. So yeah, everything we've mentioned are color blue. How about naman color orange? What are brands that are color orange or logos that are color orange? Sabi ni Cedric, some road signs are color blue. So yes, if the road sign is not meant to alarm you or not really meant to warn you, it's just more to inform you about something, it's usually color blue. If it's meant to warn you, it will be color red because red is excitement, it's passion, it's importance. Kaya minsan, if something is in color red, you might not pay attention to it because you think it's not that important. So sabi ni Daryl, Union Bank. Sabi ni Maxine, Popeyes. Franklin, Fanta. Stephanie, Shopee. Jerome Meralco, lots of Shopee. My SoundCloud. Tang, Orange Juice. Wattpad, Reese's, and yeah, Meralco. So, a little more diverse yung brands na minention nyo. But I think in general, tama. Like, these are more exciting, like fast food, mga Popeyes, mga shopping, Shopee. Ayan, thank you, Frank. Oo, tama. So, mga energy. Kaya Meralco, energy, I think, Enervon. Diba? Enervon is also color orange. Yun. So, those are just examples of how colors are not random. Colors actually have a meaning, and that's why you'll notice all around you, brands really put thought into why they chose that particular color. Imagine if Shopee was color blue. Baka you wouldn't be that excited to use it. But orange really is a fun color. So if you want to learn more about colors, you can check out canva.com/colors. We have a lot of fun tools that you can use there. For example, you can create a color palette. You can upload an image, maybe your favorite movie frame and your favorite scene from a movie, and we can create a color palette for you. We also have color palette ideas. Oops. So if you want to see, like, you want a summary palette, you want a warm palette, we have palettes that you can choose from there. If you want to learn about color theory, you want to understand like complementing colors, analogous colors, how they work in the color wheel, we have a color wheel there. And if you want to research more meanings of colors, ayan, nandyan din sa website. Okay, so I think I spoiled the answer now. But on the next slide, can you guess what brand or company or app uses the following colors? So these four colors, blue, red, yellow, and green. So, okay, I think everyone's answering Google. What if it's not Google? What are any other options na pwede? Gabriel said MSN. Ang very very old yung MSN. I'm glad you still know that. Sabi ng University Library Office, Windows. Pwede din yung Windows. Sabi ni Trisha, Chrome. What else? So Microsoft, Google, Chrome, and MSN. So puro mga apps or mga tech. So the answer is Google. So actually, lahat ng answers pwede, mga Gmail, Maps, Google Meet, like right now. If you notice, if you look at the icon, Google Meet, yan din yung colors niya. So Google uses those four colors and they use it all throughout in all their apps, those four colors. How about this one naman? I think very simple to, very easy. And for bonus points, what do you call this? What do you call this parang multiple colors in one? So I see people answering IG, Instagram, Insta, and then when I asked what you call this transition of colors, ayan, gradient. Okay, everyone got it right. Sabi ni Rosalina, sir, why in Canva is blue the dominant color? Okay, we'll get there. So, sabi din ni Maxine, ombre. So actually, tama din yung ombre. Though I noticed ombre is more for, or more, mas ginagamit yung ombre pag hair or nails, no? But that's essentially a gradient as well. Okay. Jerry Messenger, IG Messenger, medyo pwede. So this is Instagram. Okay, so they use that gradient of, actually marami siyang colors. Parang siyang orange, coral, pink, purple, blue. And then last one. So you have this green, very, very bright green color, and this black. Sabi ni Ira, Grab. Sabi ni Kujira, Spotify. Okay. Any other answers? Grab, Spotify, Quillbot. Grab, Spotify. I think pwede din yung Maya. Nung nag-rebrand yung Maya. Medyo ganito din yung colors ng Maya. Okay. So ano final answer nyo? Spotify ba? Ruel, WhatsApp. Double Mint. Okay. Maya the Bee. Okay. So I think most people answered Spotify and you are right. Spotify. Okay. LBP. Okay. Last one. This one is another gradient. So what brand is this? Okay. So sana walang magkamali. Okay. Everyone's answering Canva. And for bonus points, what are the colors in this gradient? Can you name the colors in this gradient? Blue, white. Blue, what else? Violet and blue, light green and blue, purple, mint. Blue and purple, rainbow, iTunes. Okay. So actually what we call this purple or violet, and then this one, we call it turquoise. So it's a specific shade of blue. Hindi siya teal, hindi siya blue-green. I mean, pwede naman, pero we call this turquoise. So it's really a gradient between purple and turquoise. And if you're gonna ask me, someone asked a while ago, why? I think I think the real reason is just because it's a very fun, vibrant, and relaxing color. Like, we want Canva to be easy to use. We want it to be approachable for everyone. So when you see this, parang very inviting yung color niya. Hindi siya intimidating. Parang lavender. Ayan, mga Taylor Swift fans. Parang lavender haze lang siya. Very, very easy to use, easy on the eyes. Okay. So this is taken from a brand website, pero as you can see again, this is like a guide for colors. So Someone answered here, Fanta. Pwede din yung Nickelodeon. So, yung mga very fun brands. Yellow. And then you notice silver, it's more, medyo mas premium. And then you have, yeah, so you can check that out, mga colors. Let's go to the third component, which is imagery. So imagery, visuals really helps capture your audience's attention. So what you want to do, but the examples I have here are more pang business, but you can use it for your education materials as well. But you want to style your images in multiple ways. You can use illustrations like icons, mga clip art, mga stickers, or you can use real life photography, both of which, itong dalawa, are both available in Canva. So sometimes you can use, I don't know, sometimes mas maganda mag real photos. Sometimes, like let's say for maybe kindergarten students, I think they they resonate more with mga fun cartoon illustrations. So, for example, these are some brands that use illustrations. So we have Headspace. Headspace is a meditation app. So they like to use mga blobs, mga organic, parang imperfect shapes, mga flat pastel colors. So yeah, they like to use illustrations. But then there are other brands like, let's say, Old Spice that like to use a lot of a lot of images or more real life illustrations. But let's say, sorry, I know this is a business example, but let's say you have a small business or you have a store. You might want to, if you want to show people really what your products are, what your store looks like, or you want to show na homemade siya, then you might want to use some really nice natural photos so that people can really see the food that you're making. Or let's say you are a sportswear brand or you're going to talk about PE. So you might want to really show the dynamics of the sport by using these nice parang mid-action images to get them excited. So it's up to you what would be the best to use. For example, if we were to talk about, let's say, the digestive system, and you wanted to talk about the digestive system to, let's say, grade 1, do you think photos of the intestines would be the best choice, or do you think like a cartoon illustration of the intestine would be more appropriate? So what do you think is better for grade 1 students, like images of the intestine or cartoon drawing of an intestine? So I think all of us, yan, mga based on the comments, would agree na mas maganda mag-cartoon illustration. Paano naman kung med student na, like fourth year med, preparing na for residency, should we still be using cartoon images, or maybe we should be using na real images? Cartoon illustrations or real images? So sabi ni Paulo, mas maganda na pag real life for photos. Yan. So up to you, really base it on your audience, what way you're going to use the imagery. And then lastly, let's quickly talk about layout. So we've talked about text, we've talked about color, we've talked about imagery. Let's talk about layout. So how will you put all of these things together? So one important concept in layout is called hierarchy. So hierarchy, it means the importance of things, or let's say you could say the leveling. So who's on top, what comes on top, what comes in the middle, what comes last. So to show you an example, can I get a volunteer? Anyone who is willing to unmute? Kahit walang video. Anyone who's willing to unmute right now, can you raise your hand or comment in the chat? I'll ask you to read something lang. Any takers? Audio lang. Okay, si Danny. How about, let's see, kahit hindi na yung host, si Rosalina. Are you there, Rosalina Donato? Sige, can you... Hi, Rosalina.
Hi, sir. Good morning po.
Morning. Where are you watching from po?
From Dinapigi, Isabela, using my laptop, sir.
Okay, from Isabela. Okay, thank you for joining us today. Sige, on the next slide, can you, like, without thinking about it too much, can you read it the way that you see it? Parang read it the way you see it. Ito. Sige, you can
Sir,
read it,
yung
read
nasa
it out.
desktop. Okay.
You can read it out loud.
And you will read this last. You will read this first, and then you will read this, then this bit.
Okay. Sige, thank you, Miss Rosalina. Did everyone else read it the same way, or did anyone else read it in a different way? Okay, so okay, who else? Okay, so yung mga tumaas ng kamay, I'll call one of you. Read it the way that you read it. If you feel like you read it in a different way. How about Miss Jana Nicolette?
Yes, hello po.
Hi, hello. Where are you watching from?
I'm watching from Taguig City.
Okay, from Taguig. Would you like to shout out to anyone? Oh, radio show. Okay, sige.
Hello po sa mga PNU-1 na nakatira rin po sa Taguig.
Okay.
Yun.
Sige. Jana, ikaw, when I flashed this, how did you read it?
I read this differently. Unlike
Sige, how?
kay ma'am kanina, okay. You will read this first, and then you will read this, and then you will read this, then this bit. Tapos yung last po, and you will read this last.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jana. Sige, in the comments, can you tell me, did you read it the way Rosalina read it or the way Jana read it? So just type Rosalina or Jana. Same. Okay. So same. If I see same, I think that means Jana. So most are answering same with Jana, same with Jana. Anyone same with Miss Rosalina? Okay. So most are answering the way kay Miss Jana. So there's no wrong way naman ha. I mean, Miss Rosalina, there's no wrong way to read it. But I think based on this example, most people actually read it the way that Miss Jana read it, wherein you will read this first, and then you will read this, and then this, and then this. So what this what this shows you is that you can control the eye of your reader. You can read the eye of your reader based on many factors. So in general, kung example you're reading a book or an article, you're gonna read top to bottom, left to right, right? That's the normal for English at least. But you can change it up by let's say making your font larger. You can make your font larger so that it comes higher in the hierarchy. You can make it more bold. Yes, tama si Rosalina. Font style, font size can vary. You can, so let's see what we did here. We made this one bigger. We made it, it's actually bolder. You'll see it's mas makapal siya kaysa sa font na to. And then we also added this sort of background, dark background. So if you'll notice in terms of contrast, dark and light, siya yung pinaka may contrast. Another way is also color. I didn't use too much color here, but if you wanted, you could make this color yellow. You could make it color something that will really pop. So you can control the way so that you can put your headline here, your most important information to grab people's attention. And then if the person's interested, they will continue reading. So let's say, big 3-day sale, ganyan, 3-day sale nandito. And then if they're interested, okay, put the details. You can say here, 50 different stores are joining and enjoy up to 70%. So put all your details here. And then if they're still interested, okay, now we'll put the date. We'll put the date, November 10 to 12. We'll put the location. We'll put 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. You put the hours. And then maybe here, you can put like the name of your company, maybe put the logo na medyo maliit lang. So it's on top, but it's not the first thing that people will see. And then if you wanted, you can even add here at the very, very bottom in a smaller font, maybe yung mga fine print, yung mga disclaimer, or mga promo mechanics, ganun. So you can put everything in one design, but you can control the importance of things. You can control the hierarchy. So that's a very important concept in layout. Yan, sabi ni Bernadette, you can make things darker, you can make it thicker, you can add a highlight. So yeah, this is that's what you would call this. You're literally highlighting it. Okay, ayan. So that's a that's a very good example lang of layout in terms of hierarchy. Another concept under layout is called proximity. So proximity literally just means how close or how far things are from each other. So for example, on the left, this is, let's say you have a business card. On the left, you have all these different text and elements that are sort of all spread out across the page, across the card. But if we wanted to make it easier on the eyes, make it more professional looking, and just in general have better design, you would group the things that are similar to each other. So for example, you have your name here and then your position. So this is all about you, put them together. And then all of the ways that people can contact you, you can create a space and then group them here together, contact details. And then let's say these are your services. You can put all your images, icons, services, group them together on one side. So it's very, if you look at the one on the right, if these were two different people, which financial advisor would you want to contact? So most likely, you might want to contact the one on the right kasi if he can organize his design well, he can probably organize your finances well. I'm not sure, but yun. And then another concept, again, this is under layout, is embracing the negative space. May mga guesses ba kayo when we say negative space? What does this mean? What does negative space mean? Any guesses? And why is it called negative space? Is it actually negative? Okay, so sabi ni Riodel, empty spaces. Sabi ni Taylor Swift, blank space. Sabi ni Rafael, yan, parang white space. Daryl, mga large space po sa design. Joanne, void. Yes, void. Void of anything. Hannah, excess. Empty, blank space. Sabi ni Joshua, mga bagay na weak side. That pwede din in a different context. Maybe not in design. And then, sabi ni Frank, yan, very technical. Mga padding, mga margin. Okay. So, pumipiyok na. Negative space is your empty space, and it's in practical terms, it's your margin. So if you have a pad, di ba mga pad papers, mga notebook, or mga bond, Oslo paper, lagi tayong pinapagawa ng margin. And that's so that your space is, your design, your writing is framed. It's more orderly, and so that you have space on the side for maybe like, let's say, annotations, comments, ganun. When it comes to visual design, negative space, it just makes your design look better, and it makes it look like it can breathe. Because if you look at something like this, even if you don't notice the uneven spacing between the letters, but the fact na the design is medyo hanggang all the way to the edges, parang hindi siya makahinga. And ikaw din as the viewer, parang hindi ka rin makahinga. But then this one on the right, yes, the text is smaller, but it's just as readable. And because of this space around, it just looks more peaceful. It looks more organized. And yun, I don't know, it's so hard to explain, but you get it. You get it na when there's space around something, it looks more premium, it looks more well put together. And practically speaking, let's say you're gonna print a tarpaulin, you want to leave some negative space around just in case it gets cut. So if you put it all the way to the edge, ayan, makakat yung text mo. But if you leave some space around, even if it gets cut, hindi mapuputo yung message nyo. And then, last component for alignment, last component for layout is alignment. Okay. So there are multiple ways to align, but in general, let's focus on central alignment and left alignment. So on the left, baliktad pala. On the left, you have center aligned. So center aligned is good for fewer text. maybe 2 or 3 lines of text. So you'll see here, everything is aligned to the center. So for a lot of posters, yun, pwede yung center aligned. But then if you have a lot of text, let's say you have a paragraph, an official statement, a memorandum, then you would want to align left. Okay, does anyone know why align left is just better for longer pieces of text? Has anyone tried reading a book na center aligned? So, oh yeah, are there any guesses? I'll give it five counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so sabi ni Hannah, it's easier on the eyes. Gwen said it's neat, clear, easy to understand. Sabi ni Joshua ito, masakit po sa ulo pag naka-centered. So that's true. The reasoning why left align is better for longer text is because it gives your eye something to follow. You'll notice here, like you have one easy line for your eye to follow while you're reading through many, many lines of text. Unlike here with something centered, your eye is pretty much going this way. You're going there, then here, then here, then here. So again, this is okay, totally okay for something small and short. But for something long, you want it left aligned. And yes, because our eyes, sabi ni Jason, are meant to read left to right. And for that same reason, you also wouldn't want to align it in tipong it's all aligned here to the right because it creates the same problem. You're going to have an uneven left side to follow. So again, for short text, you can do center or even right, align here. You can do center or right, but then for long text, maybe like a paragraph or infographic, you can do left aligned. Okay, so that wraps up. That's the last slide for graphic design basics. I hope may mga natutuhan kayong mga tips. So, kung nabitin kayo, ito, I'll just plug the community. So, kung nabitin kayo, you can join our teachers community. This is meant obviously for teachers, but if you're a soon-to-be teacher, pwede din so that you can also get a taste of the teacher life. So all you have to do is search Canva for Pinoy Teachers on Facebook or go to the link or scan this QR code. We are now, actually, we're almost at 100,000 na. So we have a lot of K-12 teachers here, both private and public, all Filipino. So I post here a lot. I post here mga announcements, new features, new templates. I also have mga tutorials and tips. And we also have fun challenges, fun giveaways. So you can join the group for that. But you can also join to see fellow teachers sharing their own works, sharing their own creative ways of using Canva. For example, here on the left, see teacher Arnie, she used Canva to edit these graduation photos of her students. So ayan, pinatong niya yung toga, pinatong niya yung cap, and then she and her co-teachers edited it sa design lab sa office, sa school nung pandemic. Others, we have a new video background remover tool, but yan, so teachers will also edit themselves onto their presentations para mas engaging. And teachers would also use Canva for mga giveaways, Christmas gift, graduation gift, portfolio, worksheets, AVP, ayan. More examples, mga portfolio cover. Ito si Teacher Maisel, she used Canva. As in, nag-photoshoot lang siya sa bahay. She found this studio background on Canva. And then, yan, she made her own studio portraits using Canva. And then, ito mga folder labels. So has anyone here used Canva in a very unusual, creative way? Please inspire me, inspire your classmates in the comments. Baka there are other ways din to use Canva that I don't know yet about. Sabi ni Gwen, mga mock-ups. Okay, anong klaseng mock-ups po yan? Mga books, t-shirt? But yes, we have mock-ups din in Canva. And yun, we have teachers from all over the Philippines who are part of the group. And yun, we often also reward them or try to recognize them by giving them some swag din. Okay. So join the group if you want to win some swag, some Canva goodies, and follow us on social media if you haven't yet. So we are everywhere. So we have our Facebook, we have our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That's Canva_PH. You can follow us there. And also on YouTube. So we have tutorials din, YouTube/Canva. Logo making, sabi ni Daniel. And then as a pa-take home or just a little baon for all of you, you can also practice using this workbook. So, sige, let me type it on in the chat. Canva.me/escuela workbook. You can try that out. Or maybe just copy paste it na lang. Or let me add here HTTP. So this is a workbook you can try. And then it has like a step-by-step guide for you to try out different features. There's even an output at the end and a certificate at the end that you can fill in and post on social media, include it in your resume if you want. So yeah, this is a great way to try out the things that we've discussed. To the organizers, actually this can also become the output for today's webinar. Okay, ayun. So that is a wrap, or it's a burrito, but that's a wrap. And we can now open, ayan, sakto, 11 a.m. We can now open the floor for questions if you have. Ayan, so thank you everyone. Can I call on back the hosts? And I can stop sharing my screen.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sir Chris, for that informative and insightful discussion. We definitely gained knowledge about Canva and how it helps us Filipino pre-service and in-service teachers, as well as skills that we can integrate in crafting our instructional materials and other academic requirements. Personally, I use Canva almost every day, and I think I can't live without Canva. Technically, Canva is life. So for this segment, we now open the floor for questions about today's session that Sir Chris may entertain. For you to enter your question, go to the activity feature of Google Meet, activities feature of Google Meet, and then there we have the Q&A, where you can drop your questions and then Sir Chris will entertain.
Yes. Okay, I'll pick out the questions.
Sir, basahin ko po, tapos
Okay.
kayo po ang sige po. Okay, so for our first question, we have, are images and elements in C4E all royalty and copyright free?
Okay. To put it simply, it depends on, there are different licenses kasi depending on what account you're using and where you're gonna use it. But as an educator, if you're gonna use Canva for education, you can use everything there, even the premium content. For modules, storybooks, you can use that all for free as long as you're not going to sell it. So you're not allowed to create, let's say, a module using Canva for education, using your Canva for education account and sell it. So you can create free learning material. So it's just, we give Canva for education for free, and we want you to create materials for free. If you want to create anything that is, so apparently that's covered by the copyright and by the license granted by Canva for education. If you want to create something, let's say a t-shirt that you're going to sell, stickers that you're going to sell, a commercial that you're going to sell, or let's say you're a freelancer and you want to, use mga stock videos for your client, those are technically not allowed using a Canva for education account. What you would want to use instead is a Canva Pro account. So that's the one that you would be paying for monthly or annually. that one grants you a license for commercial use. So it really depends on what account type you have. Yun. I hope that answered your question. And essentially, sorry, and essentially the concept is you, let's say mga images, illustrations, videos in Canva, you should combine them in Canva and then you can use it. You should not, and you're not allowed to simply take a stock video from Canva and then sell it. Or take a stock, or take, let's say, an element or an illustration. You can't simply take that illustration, print it out, and then sell it. Because then that would be violating the terms and the license. But if you're on a Canva Pro account, you can take like some elements, some photos, add some text, change the color, change the layout, change the design, and then because you've combined different elements together, then that becomes your own design. And yes, that's something that that now you can use. Okay. Wait, let me put a link in the chat with the fine print or the more detailed information about copyright. But in general, again, if it's educational purposes, that's no problem. Like, that's covered. Sige, we can go to the next question if you'd like.
Okay. For our next question, Sir Chris, we have from an anonymous sender. Will Canva ever put a table or database creation feature? I find myself having to create tons of tables, but it is rather hard in Canva.
Okay, that's a great question. 1 second, sorry. Data visualization. Can I pick up the question again? Where's the question?
Oh, the question, sir, was will Canva ever put a table or database creation feature?
Okay. Yes. Let me share my screen. Do you have charts? We have charts right now. Different types of charts. And then if you want something more advanced, we also have an integration called Flourish. Wait, let me share my screen. We have an integration called Flourish. Sige, I'm gonna share my screen now. This one. So for normal data, let's say, wait, let's look for, let's say we have like this one, like data. If you want to share data, you can always add a chart. So here in the Elements tab, you can scroll down and then you have here your charts. We can see all the charts here. So we have different bar graphs. We have different line dot graphs as well. And then you even have mga pie chart, pictograph, infograph. Yan. So if you wanted to do, let's say, a graph, you could manually type in the data. Or if you have your data in a sheet or in a CSV file, you can upload that, upload that, and then Canva will fill in the data for you. So there is that for the more complicated data. And then you have all your options here. And then if you want something more dynamic, you can check out here in the More tab. We have something here called Flourish. So these are here in the More tab are all of the more advanced like integrations with other apps. But you can check out Flourish. You have to create your own account muna. But what Flourish does is yung very dynamic charts. Like example yung mga like yung COVID cases, yung mga parang you can see the chart moving. Or if you have like yung mga bubble chart, you can do a bubble chart as well where it's growing based on the data. So for the more advanced stuff, kindly explore Flourish for your data visualization. But then for the more simple charts, you have it in the Elements tab. Okay. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Chris, for that. We move on to our third question. The question is, wala po bang free na Canva premium account ang PNU?
Okay. So, unfortunately, the answer is no because officially, Canva for Education is for K to 12 only. Um, that's the official, that's how it's meant to be. But since again, it's for K to 12, it's for kindergarten, grade school, and high school. There are cases, there happen to be some cases where like maybe some students apply as teachers and how do I say this? That's not supposed to be the case. But of course, like right now, we're not gonna be too strict about it. So if that's what's happening right now, if that's what you have, so be it. But um, again, if you're a stu- the if as I explained, we want teachers to be the one to sign up, K to 12 teachers to sign up and add their K to 12 students. Um, so that's the official answer. Yan. I can't say anything official right now. We may have something in the future for college, but right now talaga the focus that we have for our education product is for K to 12 because the content that we have, content for college is very different from content for K to 12. Features for college is very different from features for K to 12 and etc.
Okay, thank you again, Sir Chris. Before we move on to the next question po, we would just like to reiterate yung, we asked, excuse me, we asked this question a while ago to one of the librarians, and they informed us that if the undergraduate students here in the webinar and those listening want to use Canva, you can ask your professors who have Canva Premium to invite you, their students, to their classes so that you can use premium features in their classes as well. Is that right, Sir Chris? That if they're invited to a class?
Um, it is correct for K to 12. So I know probably there are some college professors that have Canva for Education, and strictly speaking, that's not supposed to be the case. But perhaps because of regardless, we don't want Canva naman to be super strict and super restrictive. So I think there are lots of cases where, in a way, nakalusot, technically nakalusot yung college teachers. But, we're not gonna ask you naman to like stop. I mean, yun. So I guess if there are college professors here that do have Canva for Education, yes, you may add your students. But like we can't guarantee na you're always going to have Canva for Education because again, it's really meant for K to 12. So if we notice na maybe too many people are abusing Canva for Education because there is a lot of abuse as well. There are people selling slots in Canva for Education, and that should not be the case. So if we notice that too many people are abusing Canva for Education, then we may have to become a lot stricter. But right now, with the way it is, yun, teachers can add their students. I guess what I would request lang is for students to not apply as teachers because that just messes everything up. So ganun na lang.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Chris. So again, reminders to students, do not apply as teachers para hindi tayo mawalan ng Canva. Okay? Okay, so moving on to the next question, Sir Chris. We have from Darrell Lariosa. Sir, is it possible to have a music in just the first page of the design sa Canva? Then it will stop na po sa next slide.
Okay. Currently, I know that's a very requested feature. Currently, hindi pa siya available, but there is a workaround and it will become much easier. But the workaround, if it's a presentation file, a presentation format like this one, unfortunately, sige, let me show you the workaround. Let's see this one. Because the way it works, yeah, if you apply music, example, let's add fun music, audio. We're gonna add music, it applies it to the entire presentation, right? here. It applies the music to the entire presentation. If you want it to only appear for one slide, right now there's no way, but the workaround is you could, let's say, you could do a frame. Let's say we're gonna put, let's say your it's a hard workaround, but like if your audio is in a video, what you can do is you can put your video in the page, in that specific page, and then sort of hide it lang between another element. So if I had a video with audio, let's say I had a video with audio, what I would do is I would add the video here. This doesn't have audio, but if it had audio, it would be playing. And then I know it's not the best workaround, pero what you would do is you would just kind of hide it behind like that. And then that way, when you play this, when you're on this slide, it will play the sound from that video, pero hindi kita yung video. That's one workaround if it's in a presentation format. The other way, the better way, is you use a video template na. So, ito na, medyo teaser na to the video editor. But, if you search video, or sorry, ito na lang. If you go here sa videos on the home page, and you pick a video template, this one gives you the timeline. If you see here on the bottom, hindi na siya, parang you have your timeline that you can change the timing of. And then with this, let's try this one. With this, then you can control your audio much better. So essentially, instead of using a presentation, you're gonna kind of turn it into a video. And then if you have your audio, again, let's type your fun audio. Let's say you're gonna add your music here, drag and drop. Then you can fine tune how long you want your audio to be. So let's say I want my audio only to be for this first page. Then again, using the video editor format, then you can, just like any other video editor, you can clip your audio to be just for this first page. And then of course, if you double click, you can change also what part of the audio you're going to use. If it's the start, if it's the end, etc. There, those are the two workarounds right now.
Okay, thank you po Sir Chris for that. I guess nasagot naman po yung question niya and nabigyan siya ng tips. And for our fifth question, if I'm not mistaken, from Trisha, when can we have the background remover feature for videos sa video editing? Hehe. Yan po.
Okay. Wala pa ba? Wait, I think meron na. Let me check. Sige. Okay, just like the image background, just like the photo background remover, the video background remover is also a premium feature. So again, for Canva Pro or for Canva Pro or for Canva for Education users, it's here now actually. Most of you should have it already. So if you put a video on your slide and then click this. This is not the best video to use, pero let's try it here. But yan, it should. Oh yan, actually yan na yan. Okay, there. So if we change the background to like yellow, ayan. So medyo natanggal na yung background niya. So that's a new feature that we've introduced for video, yung video background remover. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Oh my god. 1 second. Let's do it one more time. So if you have your video here, okay, let's pick any video. Let's pick a dog. Okay, let's say we have this dog. And then all you have to do is click edit video here. And then it's already here in background remover. All of you should have it already. Naka-beta pa siya, which means, we're still perfecting it. But, ayan, okay, that was fast. So that's your dog. And you can change the background. Let's say, you know what? We can change the background to a video then. Let's say we wanted a dog on the beach. We could do that. replace the background, and now you have a dog on the beach. So it works. Again, it's a premium feature. So ayan, nakita niyo naman. Thank you, Trisha. So yes, especially sa mga communities, we usually ask them like what features you want. And video background remover was one of the big ones kasi people were tired of using other apps, or yeah, they would have to keep using other apps, or they would need to use a green screen pa to do a chroma key. So yun, thanks to our engineers and our developers, we were able to introduce na a pretty good video background remover even without the need for a green screen. Okay. I hope I answered your question. I think we can go to the next question.
Okay, thank you, sir, for answering that question. Napaka-helpful po niyan. Masalo na sa amin, sa mga student leaders at nag-org work kasi madalas kaming gumagawa ng publication materials or mga teasers. So,
Diba?
ngayon lang namin nalaman na may ganyan pala. Very parang wow moment.
Oh, alis na. Oh, yan.
Ay. Okay, ang galing po. Okay, for our next question, it's again from an anonymous sender. Is it possible to add multiple and different animations to different elements in one slide and stagger them like you can in PowerPoint?
Okay. Let's take it one by one. You can apply different animations to different things. So let's break it down. So first is, can you apply multiple animations on one page? Yes. Can you stagger them? Yes, with reservations. So let's say this one. So with the text here, we can animate each text in a different way. So let's say a force to reckon with, we can make it typewriter. You see, typewriter. And then this one, let's say we want it to wipe. And then this one, we want it to burst. And then the sparkle, we can make it rise. I do not recommend you doing so many different animations on one page. I feel like all of them should just be one simple animation. But if you wanted to, you could. So you'll see here all of them now. Oops, may audio pala siya. You'll see all of them can have different animations. Now, if you want to do timing, if it's a presentation format like this one, I'm switching tabs. If it's a presentation format, meaning yan, page 1, page 2, page 3, hindi siya naka-video timeline, unfortunately, you cannot. So, sabay-sabay yung animations. On a video format though, you can. So if you wanted ito, very advanced tip na to, and this is great for, let's say you wanted to add subtitles. If you want to adjust the timing of your elements para staggered siya, what you do is, you will right-click on your element, and then you will click here, show timing. So this is new. You click here, show timing. Is everyone following? And then you'll see here your element, this text. So if you want to shorten it, let's say you want it to come at the midway point, you can drag the first part and make it start here at, let's say, 2.5 seconds of your 5-second clip. Let me zoom in here sa timeline. Yan. Let's say this one, yung Cia Rodriguez, yeah, tama, it will start at the start. Let's say this one, you want it to start, you want it to disappear midway. So, if I play it now, you'll see now they nagsasalitan sila. Or if you wanted to do the staggered, you can do, let's say, here at the very end. This one comes until that point, until here, and then maybe Cia Rodriguez, or no. And then Cia Rodriguez comes to the first. So if we do that, oops. Now it's like, you can control when things come in and come out. And then ito, pinaka-advanced tip. If you want to see how everything is timed against each other, what you would do is you select multiple elements. So I'm holding shift, click, select this, select this, select this. I have 3 elements selected. And then here on the timeline, I'm gonna click here this upwards arrow. And this will bring up the timing of each element. So here now I can adjust how if things will come right after each other or if some things will overlap. Ayan. So this is a new feature so that you can really customize when your elements will come out, when your images will come out, or if you're going to add subtitles, ayan, this is perfect for subtitling.
Okay, so we now move on to our next question. We combined two questions, sir, because we think that it's same in nature. So
Or
first we have, sir, open po ba ang Canva for contributors na gustong mag-contribute ng design nilang template or sticker, etc. Is it paid and what's the process? And then your related question po is, hello sir, may open part-time jobs po ba ang Canva Philippines?
okay. First question, we have a program for contributors. Unfortunately, right now, as you can see on the website, it's just paused right now because we have a lot of applications. So currently it's on pause, but just to let you know, yes, if you are, let's say, an illustrator or you're a photographer and you want your illustrations and your photos to be in the Canva library and you want to earn through your, with every click, every use of your element, then you can that's what the Canva contributors program is for. So the things that you see in the Canva library, they're a mix of things made by the in-house Canva team and a mix of things made by contributors from all over the world. Alternatively, we also have Canva creators. Canva creators naman are template designers. So if you're a person who has made or is good at making layouts, templates, you can also sell them, or you can also sell them on Canva and earn from each usage. Unfortunately, this is also on pause. So we just have a lot of applications right now, but yun, if you want to be a template, essentially freelance template designer, that's what the Canva creators program is for naman. Okay, and then the second question, part-time. Yes, there is part-time. So you go to live at canva.com. Go to live at canva.com or go to, let me put the link here, fb.com, facebook.com/Canva Live PH. That's our careers and culture page for the Philippines. Actually, I handle that page as well. So we post their job openings and you can get a glimpse of the company culture there. And then you can also check out the website, Canva Life at Canva. So you can click your jobs and everything. And there are there are openings here. You can choose if you want full-time, part-time, contractor, etc. And yun, I'm not aware of what the current openings are, but there are some freelance ones. Sometimes it's an illustrator, sometimes it's a video editor. Part-time is allowed for students as long as you are at least 18 years old, and you have to be able to issue an OR. Yun lang. So you have to kind of sign up with BIR, be registered, pay your taxes, so that you can sign up either as a freelancer or as a part-time. But only if your schedule can handle it. I mean, it's very hard to be a working student, so only if your schedule can handle it.
Okay, thank you sir for that. Napaka-informative kasi just like me, as an art student, nagpaplano rin ako to like apply in Canva. So ayun, maraming salamat sir.
Okay.
For our last question, let's have from an anonymous sender again. Sir, I think I have read somewhere that we can create websites on Canva as well. How does it work?
Okay, sige, let's see how quickly we can do this. So that's a topic all on its own. But yes, you can also create simple websites. Well, medyo we've added some new functionality to it to make it a little more advanced. But here on the homepage, for example, no, let's do the most simple type of website muna. So if you have a presentation, example this one, you can publish any design, even like a presentation, you can publish it as a website format. And this is a great way, for example, if you wanna share a presentation to your teacher, to your students, na parang scrollable, hindi siya slide by slide, you can do that. So here on share, nandito na siya website. You're gonna click this website button. And then we have different styles of sharing it as a website. Let's try scrolling and then open the website. So what that does is you have now like this kind of scrollable website and it's interactive. So if I put a video here, so technically you can play that video. If you have hyperlinked text, like you're gonna link your photo or whatever, that becomes clickable. Let me share the link. For example, I share the link in the chat. That's the website. Like you published it as a website format. That's the simplest form. Example I put here, let's say I want to link this as canva.com. Now this becomes a clickable link. And then let's say you want to link to a certain page. Let's say you have a table of contents. You can also link certain elements or text to pages in the presentation. So for example, this one, I want this to go to the very last page. Right click, link, or you could do here in link. And then you can choose what page you want it to go to. Let's say I want this to go to the 10th page. Okay, done. So all of you can try it out in the link I sent. So you'll notice if I refresh the website, why is it not working? One more time. Let's publish it again as a website. So now this one will redirect me to Canva because I made it into a clickable part. And then this one will jump to the end of your website presentation. So that's a very powerful tool that you can experiment with. You can use this for like registration forms or a quick event page. Yeah, and para siyang super simple mini website. Okay, that's the easy way. If you want to make a website from scratch, there is a separate website format that you can use. So here on the web page, before anything else, please comment TIL if if you first time for you to know that you can make a website on Canva. Pero on the home page, go to the website tab here. You have different types of websites that you can try out. The good thing about using a website template is it will automatically optimize for mobile and desktop. So you don't have to worry about it being vertical or landscape. Let's say I want to make, let's say an education website. So I'll click that from the home page. And now you have a simple website builder. So let's say you're going to create ito. Let's try to create a classroom hub. So this is where you're going to house everything, link things together. Okay, so you can link, let's say I'm going to link this to a Google Sheet. For example, if you had a Google Sheet, you're going to put the link there. Or if it's on a different page, ito. Classroom policies, let's link it to page 2. Kasi that's where your classroom, where is it? Your classroom policies are. Page 3 pala. So let's link it to page 3. So essentially, you can link everything here. And then you can resize it. So this is why it's good to use the website builder website format. You can resize how long you want each page to be. So you can create a really long page. You can add, let's say, images if you want, and really build your website. Ganyan. And yeah, so that's your website. Um, you have all these options then if you want to add, if you want to reorder your website, let's say I want this class news to come first. Ayan, you can put it there or ayan, put it below. And then let's preview it. And then I'm gonna check, make sure that this is checked, resize on mobile. With navigation, without navigation. Wait. Let's see how it would look on mobile. Here, this one. Let's see. So if it's on mobile, it automatically resizes it, optimizes it for mobile. So that's really amazing. Actually, that's really a really good feature. So let's publish it so that I can share it with all of you. If I publish it, you can let's add. There's an option here to add navigation, like mga buttons on top. Let's add navigation, and then this is the new feature. If you want to like publish it, and with your own domain, you can. You would need to purchase it though, but you can purchase your own domain through Canva. If you have your own domain, your own like yeah, if you've purchased your own domain in the past, you can link it. And if you want to just use it for free, like if it's gonna be the free domain, hindi siya searchable. Meaning you're not gonna find it on Google and then from searching it, you're gonna have to link it on your IG bio link. You're gonna have to link it. But if it's through a domain, then it becomes searchable. So let's try this free domain. This is my old, sorry, this is my old site. But you can change the description. This is my school hub. And then let's say you want it to be only for PNU students. You can even enable password protection. They have to enter a password before accessing the site. And then here you can choose to make it searchable or non-searchable on search engines. So again, we've really upgraded the functionality of the website's format. So let's publish this. Ayan, cute. Preparing your design na po. Okay, from 1 to 10, how amazed are you with this feature? Okay, so embarrassing this link, pero wait. Don't mind the name of the link, but that was my little crochet shop dati. Pero as you can see, now you have this website. This one will jump, if I click this, it will jump to page 3. Sorry, page 3 here. Yeah, so that's your website. Okay, I hope that gave you a good glimpse of how to use the website builder. Ayan.
Okay, thank you Sir Chris for that. I hope naman na nasagot ni Sir Chris ang inyong mga tanong ng to your satisfaction. But unfortunately, we cannot accommodate all of the questions now that are posted for our open forum. If you have further queries about Canva, you may email them to you may post your questions in our Q&A portion here in our Gmeet link, and we will email your questions to Sir Chris and Canva, and we will keep you posted once they are answered. So once again, thank you to each and everyone who actively participated in the first session of i-Canva Mo Yan, the 2022 Canva for Education Webinar Workshop Series. I hope you all had a great experience in today's event. And also, I want to remind the icebreaker winners for today, Dane K. Delphine, Andre Kate Segura, Christine Joy Cortez, Ayen Margaret Tolentino, Maria Medilla Vallejo, and Kujira Flores to claim their prizes here at the technical section of our PNU library. Again, I am Daniel Guevara.
And Selena Galapin, your MCs for today's session. We look forward to seeing all of you in the next and last session of our webinar workshop series, which is Canva's Visual Work Suite and Presentations to Impress. Before we conclude our program, I would like to remind everyone that in order for you to receive your e-certificates, you need to accomplish the evaluation form that will be flashed later. But before we move on, let us first award the certificate of appreciation for our resource speaker. The certificate reads, Certificate of Appreciation and Recognition is awarded to Chris De Vera for giving an enlightening lecture and expertise for the webinar series I-Canva Mo Yan, the 2022 Canva for Education webinar workshop series for the first session with the topic Canva 101, Canva for Education and Graphic Design Basics, held on the 9th of November 2022, 8 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. via Google Meet and YouTube Live. Signed by Helen A. Advincula, Head Librarian, University Library, and Nino D. Naldoza, Director, Institute of Knowledge and Management. Let's have a photo opportunity with our speaker and the flash certificate. Okay. Okay, let's cue that. Okay, okay na daw po. Thank you. Thank you po ulit, Sir Chris. And we really appreciate for giving us time and effort in discussing what is Canva all about. And we ought to know more about it and really interested. And again, I would like to reiterate what I said earlier. Before we conclude our program, I would like to remind everyone that in order for you to receive your e-certificates, you need to accomplish the evaluation form that will be flashed later. A completion e-certificate will be given if you are able to complete both sessions. To our on-site participants, please stay for the photo opportunity later after we sing the PNU hymn and also the evaluation. We've reached the end of today's session. To formally end our program, we'd like to invite everyone to participate in the singing of the PNU hymn.